What's up, everybody? You're here with the Fly Guy. Okay, so today I've got a little bit of time this morning before Memorial Day festivities kick off with my fiance's family. So I am out chasing carp again. I like to leave the bass alone while they're spawning and let them do their thing. And the carp are feeding right now, so it's kind of hard for me to let them go. I am at a muddy lake. It is loaded with carp, and fish are actually feeding right around the launching ramp right now. So I haven't even put the kayak in yet, and I'm going to be trying to make my way around the lake as much as possible before I have to go and get into some fish. But heck, I might even get one before I even set foot in the yak. So let's see if I can get some of these fish close before I put the boat in. Of course, after getting set up, as soon as I grabbed my fly rod, the fish moved off and stopped feeding close by. After staying put and trying to be as stealthy as possible, I realized that it was better to get in the yak and start covering water because I had plenty of other fish to present to around the other side of the lake. After rowing a short distance, it didn't take long, and I found some fish feeding in a shallow cove. Because the water was muddy and the water was up from flooding, it was difficult for me to see fish tails and silhouettes. I was going off of dark shadows and basically mud streaks in the water, trying to follow them to fish, which made it challenging. However, I was able to get a visual on a fish maybe 10 feet in front of my yak. I used the drag and drop method, dropped it right in front of him, and he took it. If you love fly fishing and fly tying, and you're passionate about the sport like I am, now would be a good time to subscribe to my channel. I post regular fly tying and fly fishing videos. Hit the button below and hit that bell so you know when new videos come out. Alright, so this carp was sitting in shallow weeds. He was just kind of slowly easing his way through, feeding on the bottom, and I just used the drag and drop method. I put it right in front of him, and I didn't feel the take, and I didn't see it either, but I saw my line twitch, and that's when I knew that he took it. So I set the hook, and that's all she wrote. Let's go ahead and get this fish back and see if we can't get some more. This day was proving to be more challenging than I expected. Because of the floodwaters being up and the water being really muddy, unless the fish were super shallow, I did have a hard time seeing where their head was located, seeing their tails, and fish were unable to see me, which you would think would be a benefit. But in the yak, even when I was sitting still, fish were just swimming up into my kayak. And when they would spook other fish around me. So it made it difficult to present, and it cut down on my presentation opportunities. There were fish still spawning as well. There were a lot of fish still spawning in the shallows, so this also cut down on how many presentation opportunities I had. I was able to get close to a couple fish that were feeding close by, and there was actually a fish feeding almost right in front of my kayak. It was actually hard for me to drop the fly right in front of him because he was so close to me, but he still ate. All right, well, this fish is a football. He is not long, but man, he is fat. That is a nice fish. Now this fish was feeding literally right in front of my kayak, so I dropped it right down in front of him, and before it could even hit the bottom, I saw his mouth open up and I knew he had it. That's a good fish right there. Man, look at the gut on that guy. He's eating well. Whew. Let's get him back. After catching that last fish, I decided to row into a really shallow cove that typically is dry with no water and check out what was going on, and I just ran into chaos. There were so many fish in this cove spawning, it was ridiculous. Fish were just swimming into my kayak. When I would try to row, I'd end up hitting fish with my paddle. It was just crazy. It was cool to see, but there were so many fish there, it was like I had to try not to hit them with my kayak. After seeing all these spawning fish, I realized that, you know, catching the 2 fish that I did, you know, was good enough, and I had to get moving to get back for a Memorial Day cookout, so I headed back to the launching ramp. I will put links in the description of all the major gear items that I used today. The fly tying recipe for the Darth Vader carp fly will be linked below as well, and you can check that out on my blog at tfgflies.com. If you like this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more fly fishing and fly tying videos. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.